up there smoking, but I'm sure they're cooking something, okay?
I hope so. That was the only kind of question we had yesterday when we were predicting the draft on the Blast TV simulator, right? It was, were they going to go with Vitality? Were they going to go with Na'Vi? That meant that Eternal Fire obviously ended up picking Vitality. You don't really want to be choosing into Spirit. I think that makes sense.
Yeah, they took Mike Tyson, you know, into that fight. I'm glad Major was on that show. He saved us a couple of times in that regard. I feel that makes sense, you know. Vitality was the obvious pick for EF, and that's probably also a matchup where they think they have a realistic chance of, at the very least, taking a map, which personally I don't believe, but it could be the case.
Major reminded us that they played twice last year where were able to find 2 victories, so maybe they could find an upset once again and spoil this ROPS LAN debut.
I know that we're going to have plenty of time to talk about this because it is our first game of the day, but Heroic, they drew the short straw, rather, didn't they, Maui?
Unfortunately, everybody is looking at Spirit as a dominant powerhouse right now.
Yeah.
You know what you're going to get from their lineup, just like Na'Vi. However, the firepower is on a completely different level. And so, lo and behold, the major winners are the team that people fear the most.
Good luck to So and the boys for Heroic.
Yeah, I'm interested to see how that one does go down. But you have roughly 25 minutes to get your fantasy teams locked in over on Blast TV. Now, we had a couple of days head start to be doing this one. Pimp, who did you choose in your fantasy team?
Well, I did what nobody else had the balls to do, and that is going for the GOAT of Counter-Strike, obviously, instead of Dunk. Saivu is my GOAT, and Saivu is my pick coming into the fantasy team. Everyone picked Dunk. Was it up to 85% or something?
Really?
I saw that on the fantasy leaderboard. I thought to myself, I may as well win, and I may as well win in style. Backed up by JL, Magix, Chopper, and Apex, it's the team of the in-game leaders.
This is an aura-less fantasy team, Pimp, unfortunately. We're the fraggers, a lot of role players, 2 in-game leaders. Come on, man.
So I was your captain as well, so you're going for the low multiplier.
He's the GOAT.
I can't dispute that, but there is maybe a GOAT of GOATs, and that's going to be Donk, right? All the same people went with Donk, Maui included.
Exactly. This felt like the obvious pick. I don't know what Pimp's on lately, but it's not cooking, okay? Donk right there to kick things off. I made Shiro my captain. I always feel like he's going to be farming some points. If anything, he is the guy that breaks H into time. And then look at the aura, Pimp, okay? Read him and weep. Flames right there as my 3rd pick. Hunter, look at all the fraggers I got. And yeah, we shared Apex there at the end because we all know that he can really pack a punch versus a lower seeded team.
I think anyone out there could make a better team, but...
Wow, that's a takeaway.
And yet you failed. Well, and yet you failed to do it, okay?
And you know what's so beautiful about that is that we can actually quantify how well all of us do over on Blast TV. But nevertheless, it is time to get into our first matches of the day. Later today, it's going to be G2 taking on BETBOOM, not before our first game of the day. Heroic taking on Spirit. And now for Heroic, they've got a little asterisk next to their name because they're coming in with a stand-in nonetheless. They're looking to stand tall. This is going to be a tough task, though, because as we talked about yesterday,